So we'll start out announcing Daniel Lynch has made the 13-man pitching staff, so he'll be in the bullpen for us. Well deserved, and based on last year and this spring, we feel really good about it.
What did he do this spring that just reaffirmed kind of what he showed you guys last year?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's his intent. You know, his stuff, he's still tightening up his stuff and his locations. That's always a work in progress for every pitcher. But the way that he approached the spring, business-like, putting the work in the offseason, coming in great shape, and really just attacking the zone, keeping hitters on their heels. That's been one of the biggest differences that I've seen.
He, obviously was competing for the rotation spot. Guessing that means Bubic in the rotation.
Correct.
So Daniel was competing for a rotation spot, but pretty much all spring he said, whatever role I'm happy with as long as I'm contributing. Have you seen like a growth mentality for him over the past year or so?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the guys on the team have, developed that in seeing winning baseball. That changes a lot of people's mindsets. They want to be part of a team that wins. They understand that those contributions come in different ways at different times of the year, and there's nothing to say that at some point we're not going to need him to start. But right now you have to there's a lot of weight put on that opening day roster, and right now in the bullpen is where we see that.
Yeah. You've envisioned using him in kind of a similar vein as what you used him last September?
Yes, I mean, he can go multiple innings, clearly, but again, my hope is always, you're winning a lot of games, you can't use the same guys every night, so he might pitch in leverage, the right matchups, otherwise maybe earlier in the game to bridge to the high leverage guys, so, we'll use the best matchups to put the guys in the right spots.
And then that's kind of your final spot in the bullpen, right? Is that kind of rounds it out?
Yeah, yes, it does.
What does that mean for Carlos Hernandez?
Well, he doesn't make the opening day roster, and then the rest of it is procedural, and we'll have to see how the waivers and all that kind of stuff go, or that process that JJ and Scott deal with.
How tough was that decision?
Very tough. Carlos has had his whole career here, and there's a lot of people that feel highly about him as a person and a player. But we've said all along we want tough decisions, and this is another one of those.
Mark Canna was an addition yesterday. What's that like for you, and what do you envision his role being?
Well, he's a proven a role player for us. We said probably left field, first base. He's very good against lefties. He can DH. He's very excited to be part of a team like this that uses the whole team. And again, we can plan out all we want, and then things are going to happen. So, but he's a proven major league hitter, very good against lefties, a really quality at bat, a tough out.
That's kind of a huge part of his game, getting on base. And how important was that for you guys to find someone who could handle those late inning pinch hit opportunities? Yeah,
I mean that's a big part of winning baseball, right? I mean we've said numerous times we need all 13, and we know we'll need more than 13, but we want that 13 to complement each other the best way possible. And for someone that's done that before, not to be fazed by the moment, those kinds of things, and be able to deal with the ups and downs of that kind of role. And that's not to say he's not going to play more than that either, but it just depends. That's something that we were really targeting.
Did that target grow more throughout spring? Did it progress as that you need to find someone, or were you kind of thinking that back as the off season wound down?
Probably a little of both.
Okay.
You think there are in-house options as well, but when someone of his pedigree becomes available, it's something you have to really consider.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like your bench was fairly inexperienced too, with the guys that you had, just in terms of service time, even not even?
Yeah, service time. That's fair. Yeah.
What was the conversation like with JJ when it came to acquiring Canna over the last couple of days?
Yeah, I mean we've had those conversations, but that's more JJ, the pro scouting department, Scott. They've had way more conversations that I've had with them.
And how does his addition alter your bench?
Well, there's still a spot available, so I mean we're literally going to come down to the wire here, trying to make the right decision. We're going to again factor in everything we can: handedness, base running, defense, how they complement each other. We got to make sure we get through these next few games healthy as well, and just weigh it, go right down to the end, and make the decision.
And Blanco, I just wanted to check. He's all good, like health-wise.
Yeah, I mean that worked out yesterday. I know you weren't at that game, but he last at bat hit a triple to right center, so he had to really stretch it out. Ran hard, and then so he says he feels good. So he'll be coming off the bench again today, I believe, to see how the back-to-back goes.
Yeah.
Defensively with Canna, outside of Salvi, does he become your best option at first base behind Vinny?
Well, those are the three guys currently that play first, so yes.
Are you comfortable with him in right field or maybe just left?
Right now, probably left. I think with Renfroe and MJ's ability to go there, left seems more of an option right now.
Is he a kind of guy who could maybe platoon too? I know you don't want to get too far into the season just because we can see how it plays out, but maybe platoon with some of your lefties too and not just be like a bat.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I mean. And he's, we know not all righties are created equal either, so there's going to be some righties that he probably matches up with better than some of the lefties even. So we're going to be open to all of that.